Envisioned and developed by Orion, Careevs is a transformational solution that effectively automates the business process of education institutions. Careevs is a completely modular and customizable solution suited for any education board or university. Right from affiliation of a school or college to verification of marks and digitization of historical documents, Careevs helps automate the entire gamut of an educational institution's business operations. The affiliation module automates and simplifies the affiliation of a school or college to its respective board or university. It manages the process of bringing a new school or college under the board or university umbrella and manages everything from submission of preliminary data, submission of various forms, inspection of the institution for data verification, granting of provisional affiliation, permanent affiliation, affiliation upgrade, periodic update or monitoring of affiliated colleges or schools, and annual renewal of affiliation. The system also facilitates communication between the institution, the authorities, the inspectors, and other stakeholders. The principal of the institution seeking affiliation logs on to the board's public website and clicks on the affiliation link. The principal then gets navigated to the affiliation guidelines page, where she is briefed with the board's eligibility criteria for schools or colleges on the affiliation process. She can start the affiliation process by clicking on the online provisional affiliation application link, which gets her to the online affiliation instructions page. Here, the user is explained with online affiliation application process and details of the required mandatory documents. The principal continues the process by clicking on the Proceed button, which takes her to the login page where the registered users can log in with the registered credentials. As a first-time user, the principal clicks on Click here to register link, which navigates her to the registration page. The principal uses her mobile number and email ID to register. Validation at this stage is done using CAPTCHA. A one-time username and password is sent to the principal's registered mobile number and email ID. Using this username and password, the principal logs into the public website, fills out basic details such as contact information, and uploads scanned copies of the following documents: No Objection Certificate or NOC, documents showing ownership or lease of land and building, registration certificate of society or trust running the institution. On submission of the preliminary details by the institution, the affiliation department is instantly notified of the request for the review process. The respective affiliation department member logs in to the Careevs portal, clicks on e-affiliation link, and then on the provisional affiliation request link for reviewing the submitted requests. The member opens the request and reviews the details and the attached documents submitted by the principal. The affiliation department can ask for more clarifications by clicking on the More Clarification button, reject the request in case of invalid documents, or approve the request if the documents are valid and genuine. On any of these actions, the principal will get notification regarding the same. The principal uses the temporary login credentials to log in to the Careevs system. On logging in, the principal accesses the e-affiliation module and pays the application charges as per the notification. On successful payment, the institution will have access to specific forms that need to be filled and submitted. These forms cover every aspect of the institution, from management to teaching staff, classrooms to auditoriums, library to laboratories, recreational facilities, dining facilities, and even student to toilet ratio. The institution will also have to upload supporting documents wherever required. The system will validate that all mandatory fields have been filled out properly and that all required documents have been uploaded by the institution. If there is an omission, an appropriate alert message will be displayed. After all the forms have been duly filled and all requisite documents are uploaded, the institution submits the application to the authorities. The system will now send a notification to the authorities stating that a new institution has submitted application for affiliation and asking the authorities to make arrangements for inspection of the institution. On receiving the notification, the authorities will verify the information provided in the forms, as well as the authenticity of the attached documents. If the authorities feel that more clarification is required on any of the information provided by the institution, they can seek clarification using the system. A notification will immediately be sent to the institution mentioning the clarification sought. If the board or university is satisfied with the information provided and the supporting documents uploaded by the institution, they approve the request for inspection. This will set in motion the process of selecting an inspector from the available list of inspectors to visit the institution and physically verify the details provided by the institution. Any institution needs to be inspected separately by different inspectors. On selection of inspectors, the system sends notifications to the inspectors with login credentials and to the institutions with all the details of the inspection for finalizing the inspection date. On finalizing the inspection date, the inspectors update the scheduled date in the system, which triggers the notification to the board and the institutions confirming the same. The inspector will visit the institution as scheduled and conduct the inspection. The inspector will have access to all the forms that the institution has filled out and will verify whether the information that the institution provided is correct. The forms have an area demarcated for inspectors, where they can enter remarks about their findings as against the information that was provided by the institution. If the inspectors do not find any deficiency, the application for affiliation, along with the report or recommendation of the inspectors, will be sent to the affiliation department for the review. The affiliation department logs into the Careevs portal and begins the review process. The department reviews the affiliation forms along with the inspector comments. If the department is satisfied with the inspection, the request is sent to the executive committee for a final review, else a re-inspection is initiated. The executive committee member logs on to the Careevs portal, clicks on the affiliation link, and then on the approval for provisional affiliation link for the review process. The committee member then clicks on the View button to get into the corresponding request to be reviewed. The review starts with the inspector comments, communications post-inspection, and the review of affiliation forms. Once the affiliation forms are reviewed, the authority is provided with options to ask for clarification from the affiliation department. Reject the request or approve the request. On every action, an email notification is sent to the affiliation department stating the same. On the executive committee approval, the affiliation department will approve the request, which will send notification to the principal for making the affiliation-related payment. The institution makes the payment using the online payment gateway integrated into the Careevs system. The affiliation department confirms the payment with their accounts department and clicks on the affiliate button to affiliate the requested institution, thereby completing the provisional affiliation process. The system will generate a unique and permanent institution code and username and assign a password which can be changed by the principal of the school or college. The institution will have to get the domain name registered using the services of independent domain name registering agencies. For permanent affiliation, the institution will have to go through the same process as described above for obtaining permanent affiliation. However, much of the data to be entered in the forms will be pre-populated. Upgrades. An institution can always add more courses if they satisfy the respective guidelines of the board or university. The principal of the institution logs on to the Careevs system and accesses the e-affiliation module and then clicks on the Upgrade link. This takes the principal to the Upgrade request page, where she selects the new streams required and then uploads the mandatory documents. On completion of the application, the principal submits the request to the board or university. On submission, the board gets notified with the details of the request for review. The board member logs on to the Careevs portal and reviews the upgrade request and asks for clarification if required, or directly approves the request, which in turn sends the notification to the principal notifying the same. The board can also reject the request if the form is not meeting the eligibility parameters, which is also notified to the institution. Periodic updates. The institutions have to update the information when there is any change taking place in areas such as name change, staff and principal change, registered trust change, and others. Some changes taking place require submission of supporting documents. This requirement also needs to be complied with. To summarize the benefits of affiliation module, the affiliation module reduces the number of steps involved and also reduces time and effort for each activity. There is a workflow-based process to ensure submission of correct documents and completeness of forms being submitted. All the documents are stored electronically, allowing easy search and retrieval. It helps track all communication between the institution and board or university. Reinvent the way you work with Careevs. We promise you will never look back. Careevs, a transformational automation solution for educational institutions.